There are only a few things in life, it seems, that are constants: death, taxes, and Halo. Let me take you through a journey of what this sci-fi series has done for me. Hey, I'm Andy Mendez, also known as ABXY, and today we'll be talking about something a little bit different. We've never done one of these kind of videos before, but I really want to sit here and take a deep dive on one of the most defining experiences in gaming history, Halo. This isn't just about like the rich storyline or the games being like one of the last bastions of the arena shooter genre, but it's also about the incredible effects and deep lore that Halo has kind of caused within our real world, and in my real world especially. Halo itself as a series has evolved a lot over time, from the dark, angular OG Xbox flavor of first-person shooters to the gritty streets of New Mombasa. The diverse scenery in the African tropics to the Earth-like landscape on the Ark, Halo takes us everywhere. Colonized planets, alien capital ships, giant ancient superweapons, COVID-19 Ground Zero, Requiem, Burger King. Halo legitimately sets the scene for a vast universe all operating independently at once, and then just bam, it hits you with the craziest brass and strings possible to make your hair stand. Then something hits you with the or my personal favorite, get it because he did the saxophone one time. Halo Combat Evolved was the start of it all. This game wasn't just a release, it was a revolution in the gaming world. Released in 2001, it not only redefined what a first-person shooter could be, but also became the cornerstone of the brand new and shiny Xbox's success. Did you know that Halo was originally planned to be a real-time strategy game for the Mac? Yeah, like the Mac, like, hold on, let me go get one. Like seriously, you were gonna wake up one day in 2000 and grab one of these and be like, yeah, I'm playing Halo. Let me crust my Dorito hands off in the shiny Mountain Dew sink that my mom just got me, and I'm gonna load up my MacBook to play the Halo RTS. Anyway, I'm sure a lot of you do know this, but if you don't, you can watch the original Halo being revealed at Macworld Expo with Steve Jobs in 1999. Me personally, I was also revealed to the world in 1999. Here I am. But then that Bill Gates guy, you guys know, like the Bill Gates, like the Microsoft dude, he was like, man, I really want like my own green guy, not like that guy. Want my own green guy. Actually, you know what? I want your green guy. So then they just kind of took Halo, right? And that's not exactly how that happened, but you know, it's how I like to think about it. After that, that's when Halo started to morph into the game that we all know and love. The game's launch was monumental. It was like the gaming world had developed a before Halo and after Halo kind of timeline. Its innovative design and its brand new combat loop with like the seamless blend of on foot combat and then vehicle combat. It was like nothing we'd ever seen before, at least at that time. And let's not forget, like, you know, the classic multiplayer, right? I mean, you've got local split screen, you've got Beaver Creek and Blood Gulch lobbies, fucking turned basements all across America into battlegrounds. The first Halo didn't just drop, it crash landed the Pillar of Autumn onto Halo Ring and blew up their entire quadrant. It's so easy to get immersed into the universe of the game, especially when you're this guy. Yeah, that's me. Guess what? When I was a baby. Or that's also a picture of me when I shaved last week. Who knows? Just imagine that. In all seriousness, I was young when Halo Combat Evolved came out. Like, young. While I was too busy learning how to like tie my shoes and walk and stuff, I didn't really have a whole lot of time to learn how to play video games. That is until one day my father would bestow upon me a blessing. Not the blessing of life or food or shelter. He did do those things, but the blessing of the original Green Machine Xbox. While it wasn't my first forte into gaming, I quickly realized that this was one of my favorite things to do. I remember looking forward to the weekend where I knew I had all the time in the world to play games. I grew up in a not super hot, great, awesome neighborhood in Chicago, and so my parents were really content with me spending my free time inside, where I was safe, playing games, watching cartoons, or rather than go outside and getting myself into any sort of trouble. I can't remember exactly when I got my hands on my first Halo game, but I do remember that it was Halo 2. Just launching this game would put me in a trance, watching the bridge fly by for what felt like hours, silently listening to the main menu music. I remember loading into the first levels and even struggling on my first encounter with the enemy. I swear I could recite all of Sergeant Johnson's quotes from the beginning of the game. I even remember being so enamored by Halo that my parents let me take it with me to a family vacation. And I remember sitting in a family member's bedroom and being blown away when I finally beat the last encounter, the final boss, just on vacation. I also remember being really blown away by playing as the Arbiter too. What I didn't realize was my experience was only half of what the general public was experiencing with this fantastic game. Xbox Live was an integral part of Microsoft's plan for total gaming market domination. Capitalizing on the already growing pool of multiplayer gaming fanatics that were hauling around their stations to play with or against their friends over System Link, Microsoft enabled the Halo community to thrive. People started recognizing each other on matchmaking. Groups and clans rose and fell really quick. While the first Major League Gaming event was in Combat Evolved in 2004, Halo 2 scene debuted soon after in January of 2005. To many, and to me, the Halo series and its pseudo birth of MLG is whom we have to thank for the viability of new age esports. While I know there were other RTS games and other arena shooters way back when with competitive brackets, Halo, and by extent MLG, was the large focal point that launched competitive gaming in the Western world and put it in front of the larger non-endemic audience. News anchors, late night TV, websites, billboards, pay phones, soft drinks, insects, and ARG, celebrities, conferences, Toys R Us, car racing. Hell, even in 2008, Halo 3 even won the Andy Award. Obviously, that was an imposter because I am the only Andy. And the Andy Award is right here with me. The winner is it's Halo, obviously. By the time younger Andy had his little grimy grasp on Halo 3, the gaming hobby was in full swing. I owned 3 copies of Halo 3, not because I loved it so much, but because my evil devil of an Xbox would consume any disc that I handed it to on any sort of occasion whatsoever. In the middle of a Wednesday night gaming session or just Sunday morning gaming, it'll just destroy whatever disc it feels like. Crackdown 2, destroyed. Halo, can't stand any of them. Destroy all humans, more like destroy all of the humans' discs, all of the games that the human has. Destroy. Between the Red Ring of Death and that problem, my childhood with the Xbox 360 was complicated, but I still loved it. Halo 3 in itself completely revolutionized gaming. New campaign experience allowed for 3 of your buddies to join you on your conquest to free the blue lady that calls you Stud Muffin and stop the alien bad guys. Custom games allowed you and your buddies to not only mess around and play against each other, but now you could tweak a billion settings to make your health 5 times larger and only spawn with a shotgun, while your shitty little brother had to play at 0.5 speed with a plasma pistol and a disconnected controller as he's crying to mom. Theater mode allowed you to look back on some of the super sick triple kills you got with the freaking space laser. Forge allowed you to just make the game. You want to make a map? You can do that. Put walls everywhere, or gravity lifts, or soccer balls. I don't know, man. Make Helm's Deep or something. As cool as it was, though, my 8 or 9-year-old self was actually enamored with a different game series at the same time. Around the same time when I was playing Halo 3, Modern Warfare 2 also had my attention. That game had young Andy 360 no-scope ollie grind off of the top ropes of high rise, also that I could record it on my mom's Sony digital camera 1.0 Flintstones edition. You might have guessed that right. That footage is me. What inspired me to do this, you say? Well, you could say it was the early YouTube titans like Hutch or CNanners, since their Call of Duty content would one day grace my feed. However, the concept of content creation or digital media was far from new to me at that point because of Halo. Actually, because of a channel called This seems weird to say in 2024, but Rooster Teeth was everything I wanted to be when I grew up. I think I first stumbled upon RT when I saw a promo for Halo 3 about the Achievables PSA. That video came out July 28th, 2008. Then in September of 2009, I made my account on the Rooster Teeth website. Here's screenshot proof. Red vs. Blue instantly captured me. I went back and caught up with the story and then patiently waited for the next installment of the series. That damn show made me laugh, made me cry, and most importantly, greatly enhanced my Halo experience. Now, not only did I have the actual Halo story to look forward to, but now I had the story of Bernie Burns, Jeff Ramsey, and Gus Sorolla, and plenty of others have conjured for me. I wanted nothing more than to be like them. That's all I wanted. So much so that sorry to interrupt this video. I was in the middle of making this, but I was doing my research on my old YouTube account and I found a public playlist on my old YouTube account that consists of three main things. 1, about 1 million Pokemon Emerald walkthroughs. 2, my own YouTube video. And 3, Alvin and the Chipmunks WWE themes Randy Orton (parentheses new version) with 1.2 million views and uploaded in October of 2008. Are you like as curious as I am? Because I'd really like to. Okay, that's enough of that. We're good. Anyway, I'm in my own YouTube channel with the goal of making it big one day. I think that if I showed little me what older me has accomplished today, he would be really, really impressed and really stoked. He'd ignore all of the shortcomings that I told him about or any of my failures, and he would just think it was really cool. He would probably think that 200 subscribers was insane to even reach at that point. He'd probably ask me one question though. Why'd you stop? Well, I didn't, man. Here I am. I know this is a Halo video, but I'll tie all of this back in, I promise. Rooster Teeth made me who I am today, truthfully. I know the company has its shortcomings now, but I just wanted to do what they did. I remember asking my parents incessantly on how to make it as a video maker. So much so, I even printed a black and white copy of their logo and taped it on my childhood wall, laying in bed every night thinking, I'm gonna be there one day. Hey, not to say, never say never, right folks? I mean, you can call me, man, I'm here. Rooster Teeth popularized a new way of enjoying Halo. Machinima, or machine cinema, is a term that basically describes creating story-based media content in a game engine. I don't know, I kind of just looked it up on the internet. I'm holding the microphone, it's my turn to speak. It's on the internet, so it's true. Just listen. I could go in depth on another video one of these days, but the point I'm ultimately trying to make is combined with Halo 3's built-in suite of creator tools like Forge, a level designing sandbox mode, and Theater, a free camera tool that allows you to rewatch game session footage from literally any perspective, Bungie had stumbled upon creating the Fortnite of 2007.
You're not going to see Master Chief busting out the gritty.
Okay, all right. I absolutely hate that I made that analogy. Not that Fortnite is bad, but it's just cringe. Just hear me out for a second. In the same way that Fortnite revolutionized the gaming industry from both a gameplay and content creation perspective recently, Bungie caused a massive ripple effect on the games that we have today. Bungie inspired an entire generation of kids just like me to do crazy shit and just build things, man. The sandbox. They gave us that sandbox. They gave us the shovel. They gave us the Tonka Steel Classics mighty dump truck. And they just said, screw around with it. Do whatever you want. Make cool shit. Just like Epic is giving these kids the Skibbity Rizzler Ohio 4000. All right, I'll stop. Anyway, after watching Red vs. Blue and messing around in the game sandbox enough, I wanted to make my own machinima. I found out quickly, however, that you need one very big resource in order to accomplish that. Money. No, not money. You need friends. I needed friends. My first attempt at a solo machinima was hilariously bad, with my professional level voice acting and all. I knew I needed to learn from someone else. That's when I met my buddy, Ben, from the UK. I think, maybe. I don't, look, he had an accent, okay? I'm not an expert in European sociology or whatever. Ben and I met on Halo somehow after looking for just mutual machinima stuff. Long story made extremely short, he let me sit in and he let me become what was called a body actor for one of his machinimas. Basically, I spent my teens sitting in virtual sets on Halo, waiting for instructions from my virtual director, and then I puppeted my virtual body around according to the script. Eventually, I even did voice work for him in some of his videos, like this trailer for a machinima that he made called 2.
Mayday, Jericho 7 called any UNSC forces. We are in desperate need of assistance. Anyone, please respond. People are dying.
Pretty sick, right? I mean, I still get goosebumps watching that. As you can see, Halo played a pivotal role in my upbringing. I didn't even mention the time that I spent playing in MLG teams or making cool montages in Halo 4's theater mode. Good times. Anyway, back to other Halo stuff. Eventually, Bungie released Halo 3 Mythic with the release of Halo 3 ODST, and Halo 3 Mythic was basically just Game of the Year edition before it was cool, hosting all of the Halo 3 DLCs all on one disc, and it effectively became the go-to I want to play Halo 3 multiplayer disc. ODST, on the other hand, was a different beast. It took us out of the shoes of Master Chief and put us in a new perspective for the first time since Halo 2. This time, we got to walk the gritty streets of New Mombasa again once more.
I say right foot creep.
This time, it took place between the events of Halo 2 and 3. The vibe, completely different. There was a mystery in the air, another silent protagonist, more subtle, more jazz.
You like jazz?
It's like space LA Noire vibes. It was Halo, but with a really cool twist. Detective story in space with such a deep and rich city to explore all on your own. This time you gotta watch your corners, pick your battles, save that ammo, man. Like, you're not a super soldier anymore. The firefight mode, that was pretty sick. Come on. Halo fans begged for years to have a matching horde mode from our friendly rivals over at Gears of War, and we finally got it. ODST wasn't just a side story. It was a love letter to the fans, wrapped in a whole new perspective. We didn't anticipate, though, what Bungie had planned for us next. If Halo 3 was Bungie's love letter, then Halo Reach was its crescendo, their swan song, their final adieu. Talk about going out with a bang. Reach was Bungie's last gift to the Halo universe before moving on to create Destiny. They made absolutely sure to pull out all the stops. Reach took everything from Halo 3 and cranked it up to like 15. The graphics were sharp, even on the aging Xbox 360 hardware. The gameplay, smooth as butter, even if people complained about armor abilities. And the customization, come on, are you seeing this right now? Do you want to earn all of this completely modular armor? Play our game, grind it, earn it. Reach was a technical masterpiece of its time. It pushed the Xbox 360 to its absolute limits, showing us exactly what the console was capable of. Forge mode was completely insane. New game modes, new vehicles. This game, of course, also was a narrative powerhouse, giving us the most moving, heartbreaking story that set the stage for the entire series. Bungie didn't just make a prequel, they wrote a heartfelt goodbye to us and handed it off. After Reach, fans were, of course, wondering what would come next. To give a sort of sad visual, it was almost like Bungie gave us this big, juicy bone and let us be enamored with it while they snuck out the back door and hoping that we wouldn't notice. I mean, the problem is we did really notice. And with Microsoft now announcing the newly formed 343 Industries internally, fans were excited but a little nervous about what would come next for Halo. That's when we hit the 343 era of Halo 4 and Halo 5. These were the new kids on the block, the first major Halo titles developed by 343 Industries. Halo 4 brought us back to Master Chief and finally answered the questions about Halo 3's almost cliffhanger of an ending, with Chief not making it through the Arc portal and Arbiter going back to Earth. The game dove deeper into Chief and Cortana's characters and even adding layers that we haven't seen before. I mean, we even included 2 foreigner characters and the death of Cortana, the end of an era. Chief then finally shows his face to us, the fans, at the end, putting a nice bow on the trilogy that Bungie had once curated. Then Halo 5 Guardians just, kind of undid all of that. Cortana was now haunting Chief's memories or something, and it wasn't actually a memory, it was Cortana, and she's bad now. She didn't actually sacrifice herself at the end of the last game. And then they shook things up again with more dual perspectives where you played a Spartan Locke, and Arbiter makes another appearance, which is cool, but then he kind of just plays a small role in the game, and especially in comparison to the 2 previous titles. And then when Chief and Arbiter finally reunite, it's incredibly underwhelming. At least though there was promise, right? With Chief reunited with the UNSC, with Dr. Halsey, and with the Arbiter, there's nothing he can't do. Okay. And then we just go to Halo Infinite, and none of those characters are shown on screen at all. That takes the story in a completely different direction, with the Banished, an enemy that was introduced in one of the spin-off games, Halo Wars 2. I really do enjoy Halo Infinite, and it is my personal opinion, but it's a step up from Halo 4 and 5. I'm just disappointed with the execution and the polish of the final product, especially with the campaign story. I'm sorry. I know. The Halo community is just really easy to be a Debbie Downer in, but man, those 6 years between Halo 5 and Halo Infinite were a long 6 years. On the bright side, we did get Halo Master Chief Collection on PC, which brought the mainline Halo titles to PC and allowed for gamers to experience them once again, all with multiplayer working in the modern era. Halo 2 Anniversary was a complete success, and Blur Studios made Halo 2 Anniversary rival feature films. So yeah, Halo has taken an unexpected road, a lot of unexpected turns. It's kind of like driving a Halo 1 Warthog on Sidewinder. You know, you never really know where you're going to end up, but you're just going to keep on going anyway. It's at least a part of one big wild ride. Also, don't get me wrong, I absolutely loved the Halo spin-offs. Halo Wars brought the series full circle in its roots with an RTS game developed for the controller inputs. It's like they looked at Halo and they were like, all right guys, what if we just like zoomed out? No, but like a lot. Controlling UNSC or Covenant armies with the expanded universe was amazing, and the story being a prequel to even the events of Reach was just an incredible idea, despite its sometimes frustrating gameplay.
Forge is down.
Halo Wars 2 then takes place right after the events of Halo 5, or maybe it's during the events of Halo 5, I'm not even really sure. Anyway, they introduce the Banished and are menacingly thwarted, again, of course, by Captain Cutter and the Spirit of Fire. Big W, right? Another title, by the way, that Blur worked on and made all the cutscenes just blow everything else out of the water. What is really frustrating, though, is that Halo Wars 2 sets up a perfect tie-in for the end of Halo 5 going into Halo Infinite, but they just plainly ignore that. I mean, what I'd really hope to see is in some future iterations of Halo, or maybe in a Halo Infinite campaign DLC, is the Spirit of Fire. Maybe Master Chief and Jerome, reunite, and then you've got a lot of power there. At the end of the day, there's just a lot of loose ends to tie up, and while it's nice to see that Halo Infinite is now at least acknowledging the Spirit of Fire and the Halo Wars 2 stuff, it's not really doing much for the lore. Where they certainly do not tie up any loose ends is the non-canon Silver Timeline Halo Paramount TV show. I mean, like, I really don't want to get into that, but like, I barely saw Chief's face in 20 years, and now I just kind of got bare Spartan ass. Like, I'm good. I've rambled on for way too long. At the end of the day, I'm really passionate because Halo means so damn much to me. I really just needed to get this off my chest, and as a matter of kind of going back to my roots, kind of seeing who I am today, I wanted to share that with all of you. Anyway, thank you so much for watching and listening to my ramblings. If you don't mind, could you leave a comment like, was this cool? Do you like this? Do you like this whole like setup thing? I don't really know. Was it too long? Do you agree or do you disagree with me? I don't know, whatever. As for the next chapter of Halo, I'll be there, you know, no matter what. I'm a sucker for it, man. 343's got my money. Microsoft's got my money. It is what it is. So franchise has done a lot for me. I'll stick it through the end. Later. See ya. Bye. That's a wrap.